you guys will be dealing with information, with data, with facts, with things, with items of information. The bigger and the more complex that your investigation is, the more you will be dealing with this. So this is also something that you should state clearly how that's going to be managed, how that's going to be done. Is it going to be one person who is in charge of centralizing all that, and what kind of tools you want to use, and what kind of routines? So again, because this is something you are going to end up doing, whether you plan it or not, plan it in advance. Think of it in advance, have it clearly established how that's going to be managed, and then it will be much better.
Something that I see a lot in my practice is the spreadsheet phobia. As a journalist, I often give training to other journalists, and what I hear from them is that I started journalism in order to not do anything technical, or I started journalism because I don't like math, or I just don't want to do anything quantitative. I just want to do qualitative stuff.
I had some basic training around data journalism whilst I was at the cable. I don't feel as overwhelmed looking at this now as I did when I first looked at it, but I got there eventually. And that process is exactly what I'm going to talk about today.
Fear not. There is. I'm gonna give you some tools to tackle this. So these are the tools that you need. It's your eyes, it's a plan, and it's an X. And this is a metaphorical X, but it's an X nevertheless.
It's always hard to find human faces to connect to numbers on a spreadsheet, but when you do, it really makes the story so much more real, so much more relatable. It really hammers home the issues that you're highlighting in your story. Most importantly, it really gives the reader something, a reason to care about what you're talking about, a reason to care about the numbers.
The qualitative and quantitative kind of, fill the gap of each other, and they can propel you further with your story to go deeper and to explore more facets of it than you would do if you only talk to a person or if you only read a report.
I could have the greatest numbers ever, but if you're not able to put this into a story, into a human story, not just a human story, but if you're not able to put this into a very sort of convincing story format, then people won't read it. So a human story is one way of, and I would say a very effective way of achieving that. Oh yeah, Nori, we went to the next slide, thank you. So a human story can make abstract information, far away events relevant to a person. They can help to make that thing that you're trying to highlight or share with the reader resonate with that person in the story. And the reader would be able to resonate with their emotions. Perhaps they can relate to them in some ways. In this context, a human story can really make data deeply personal.
But I think it's fundamental to get your results, your outcomes out there, to increase the outreach. And there are people who love doing that work and who are very good at doing that work, and they could be part of the team. And this could be something to think of at the beginning and to have as the workflow, because then it will work much, much better.